Okay, today I'm working on a project. Homemade texture plates is what I'm making. Very simple. All you need is cardboard, and I've got these. I use the back of cereal boxes, or this is Italian ice. Oh, these are so good. Um, and basically, see, these I've already printed with. Let me show you. As you can see, I already did a test with the swirls and that, and I have a bunch of these somewhere that I made years ago, and I can't find them. That's why I'm working on this project today. And this was my end of day project, and you can see the textures. I did like 3 layers over the different textures, but you can see it really does wonderful things to your backgrounds, these textures. But anyways, all you need is cardboard. Now this one's done on basic cardstock. These are the ones I used in that test, but I made some years ago and I cannot find them. I have a nice one that looks like a chain link fence. I tried to duplicate it, but this is not going to work. I'm going to have to do it again because there's something that you have to do in the middle here, and I have to go find a picture of a chain link fence so I can figure it out. But this one will make a nice background texture. And then I got this one that has a lot of little squares that I was working on. And then I've got these, and basically all you do is get your cardboard, cut it the size you want, draw on it your design, and I'll show you how to do it. Hot glue gun. I've got 2 types. I've got the mini and the large hot glue gun. Now, and I use this tin is what I keep my glue gun in, because it doesn't always stay on that little stand you got. It always falls over, and I don't want to burn my desk up. So this is just the tin of a cake boss. I think it was the decorating. But that's what I use for that. I have the mini. This is just a Hobby Lobby one. Basic, simple. And I have the mini sticks. I actually have one of those long rope sticks, but that doesn't work as well. You just have to pay attention to when you're running low. Okay, I had this plugged in. You may hear my fan in the background, but please try and ignore it. Now I'm going to try and come down even lower with this to see if you can see even better what I'm doing. Okay. It's going to be a task to keep it in focus here. Okay. Basically, get it nice and hot. Now what I do is get it going, make sure it's going nice and juicy, and then twist it around to get rid of those strings. Just follow the lines. That's all you got to do. Now it's not going to come out like totally smooth. When like here, when it gets thin, you can go back the other way. But basically, you have to learn how your glue gun works. The bigger one works differently than this one. I should say it doesn't work near as well for lines, but it works for other things. And you just follow your line, keep gently pushing the trigger, gently following your line, and I'm touching the cardboard with it. I'm not above it. I'm pressing down and touching the cardboard with it. I find that's the best way to get a smooth line. Just follow your line. Now if you run out of glue, let up just a little bit and then push again. If you practice on it, you can learn to let up and slowly push down again, and you don't get that big glob. Every once in a while I'll get the glob. See, now I'm going to let up a little bit and then press down again. Do that again and try and be in focus. Start at the top. Press down gently. Don't press all the way. Just slowly press down as you go. And if you feel like you're running up to the end of it, let up a little bit, then start pressing again. And I'm not good at getting a consistently same size line, but they really do make nice texture plates. And see, it doesn't take that long to do something like this. Now, if you're really complex, it does. And I will show you, when I do the portion I'm printing with these, I'll show you some more complex ones. But right now, I just want you to see, this is all you got to do. When you get there, if you get a lot of those stringy things, just twirl it around. And let's see if I can get this in focus. And I'm just pressing down, following the line. Now you see I'm running out of glue. I hope you get to the end. And just jam another stick in there. You see, you just, and be very careful. These things are so hot. You see I got a big glob on the end, so I'm going to go over here and clean it off on this tray. And all that stuff will peel off the tray when you're done. Alright, so I got it going again. Touch it down. Follow the line, let up a little. Coming to the end a little, let up a little. Now it's not wanting to go straight because the new stick isn't pushed in far enough. I'm going to twirl that stuff off of there and start again. And when you're done, those strings, I mean, I basically leave them because they make interesting lines, but you don't have to do that. I'm trying to stay in, I've never zoomed it in this close when I was doing anything. It's nerve-wracking to make sure I'm in focus here. Now see, if you have to stop anywhere, you just pull it up, twirl it. I'll move it up here somewhere in focus, right there. And you see, it's very easy. And straight lines, I mean, it looks like straight lines would be hard to do, but let me show you one before I move on. See, that's what it looks like when it's done. Just let it dry. Let it cool down. I'll show you straight lines are not that hard. Which way do I want to go? Let's do this one right here. Alright, can you see that? Touch it to where you want to start it. And just follow your line that you drew. Touch it to the start and just follow the line that you drew. See? Piece of cake. But, as you can see, they make nice texture plates. They're cheap. You don't have to buy any more equipment. I mean, most people I know have at least one of these little glue guns. So, okay, and I'm going to stop now. I'm going to finish up these that I've drawn out. You don't need to see me do all of them. And then when I come back, I'm going to print with them to show you what you can do with them. Okay, so I showed you how to make these texture plates with hot glue and cardboard. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like when you use them. I've been practicing with a few of them, doing some plates. And I'll show you what it looks like when you do them. And at the end of the video, I'll put pictures of the ones that I'm doing now and the ones that I've done before. This is for my budget gel printing series that I'm doing. I should actually put that on the title, shouldn't I? I might on this one. Gel printing on a budget. Now, these are ones that I made. I don't know which one I made on camera, but these are done with the cardboard boxes. And I've got the ones here that are done. This is cardstock. Try not to move them like I just did, or you'll blur the impression. It's not too bad though. We'll do a couple rows. Use my new deli paper. It's unfortunately huge. I didn't realize that I was ordering the 11 by 17, or yeah, I think it's 11 by 17 when I did it. And it's way bigger than I need. There you go. Now, let me do a couple more. Just go right over the top of that. When I first using them, I like to use a little bit more paint than I normally do, because the cardboard will soak it in a little. But, alright, let's see what we've got here. We've got leaves, lines. My favorite one is this one. And I'm just pushing them down, making sure they get good contact, trying not to move them. Well, that one got mostly good contact. That one didn't get very good at all. We'll do it again. There we go. And leaves. And the more contact, the more paint they're going to pull up. And these are little berries. It's going to be hard to see this one. I shouldn't use such a dark color, I guess. Oh, not bad. Okay. I don't know if it's better if let me bring it up, because I don't get that zoom very well. But at the end of the video, there'll be pictures of everything that I've done here, so. Alright, let me do one more. And then I'll do some off camera and I'll add those pictures to them. But I wanted to show you one more thing. And that is, this is going to be hideous, but I'm trying to use up this pink. Ooh, it does mix hideously with the green, doesn't it? Put a little bit more, just a little bit more. That's going to dry out too quick. See, I don't have the air conditioner and the air on in here, so it's very warm, and the stuff is drying really fast. Alright, let's see what I've got. Got the wave pattern. Now what I want to show you is, if you don't have a hot glue gun, if you have this Elmer's glue, you can use this. You just do the same thing. Do your lines, and then slowly draw on it with the glue. Make sure you have a good fresh one though. Here's what that looks like. And I'll show you how that prints. This one and this one here are Elmer's glue. And I think that's what I used to use. I started off, I think, using Elmer's glue. As you can tell, I love these Italian ice things. They are so good. Just a little bit on the end. Alright, now. And as you use them, they get better. The ones I used to use, I used to actually coat mine with, this is the Elmer's glue ones. I used to coat it with acrylic gel when I was done making them. I haven't done that for these, and I kind of actually like the way they look better. Now, see, the Elmer's glue, the reason why you see a lot of white here It's not because they work any differently, it's because they have not been used before. I just use them once. These other ones, most of them have been used 2 or 3 times before. But the first time you use them, the cardboard, as you can see, around the design, the cardboard picks up a lot of the paint the first time you use it. As you use it, it gets coated, and it doesn't do that as much. As you can see, like this one here has been used quite a few times. And you can see the Elmer's glue works just as well if you don't have the glue guns are pretty cheap now. Especially the small mini ones is the best one to use. I mean, it fits in your hand easier. It's easier to draw with it than the big one. The big one is great for large jobs, I guess, but I didn't find it of any use doing this. So, okay, I'll go through the ones that I've got on this session. And then at the end of the video, I will put photographs of them. There's the one we just did. And here's ones we did earlier. And as you can see, here's one I did before. As you can see, you get lovely patterns in these. This one was a dud. But there you go, that one's pretty. And I'm going to do some more, and I will put them photographs on the end of the video, but it's too hot back here to do much more without turning the air on. If I turn the air on, you can't hear me. So thank you very much for viewing the video. My next video is going to be doing stencils with the, well, I already did paper stencils. It's going to be doing stencils with the hot glue. That's my next one. I'll show you some really intricate things you can do. And I'll show you something you can do intricate. Even if you can't draw, you can do a nice intricate stencil. Thank you very much for viewing my video. You have a lovely day. Like if you like it, please. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. I do at least one a week, sometimes 2 a week. Whenever I can get out here. But thank you very much. You have a nice day.